Hi, welcome back. Today is not a knife video day. I really hadn't been doing it much on the folder at all. I hadn't touched it in a few days. I've been helping my neighbor out up there. She's a 75-year-old widow woman there, and she might weigh 85 pounds soaking wet, but she's got some floorboards and some steps on her deck and porch there that needed some attention. I'd hate it to know that I could have fixed them, and not fixed them, and cause her to get hurt or something. So yeah, I've been doing that. It's been too hot right here. This is Georgia. It frosts every morning, and you get a suntan by noon. And what days it don't rain, when the sun does shine, it'll tear the hide, bring the hide right off of you. So my old bald head, I have to keep it under a hat. But I'm gonna head to Blade Show in the morning, so I'll take my camera and everything down there. I'm charging the batteries right now for it. Got 3 of them. I hope they'll last, so hopefully they will. But anyway, I was just sitting there and I got a text from my buddy, and it seems like he's got cancer again. It come back on him. So if you'd keep him in your prayers, if you would. Thought I'd get this out, that this wasn't going to be a knife thing there. It's just my buddy. I felt compelled to do this for him and everything. So, and when I get back from Blade Show, I will show you any purchases that I make, which it won't be any knives. Might be some ideas on some different knives. Oh yeah, okay. Now, here's a story. It's a true story. On the weekends, on Saturdays, I've been doing a little bit of flea marketing. Well, I've done three Saturdays so far. Well, anyway, the first Saturday, who walks by me but season 1 winner of Alone, Mr. Alan Kay. And he walked by there pretty fast. I don't know if he even seen my knives or not, but anyway, I asked him, I stopped him, and I asked him, I said, Mr. Kay, I said, do you have a minute? And he said, yeah, I believe I can spare you a minute. I said, good. I said, I met you down at Blade Show last year and everything, and so I said, you still live in Blairsville? He's a retired cop, correctional officer, and he won season 1 of Alone on the History Channel. You can go watch it back there like that. I think he spent like 55 or 65 days. Well, I watched the whole thing, and we was tickled to death that a Georgia boy won the first. And Blairsville's only like 35 miles away from here, 35 to 40 tops. But anyway, I asked him if he's still in Blairsville. He said no, he'd moved on a little closer toward me and another little town right there. I went, well, I know about everything there is to know about that town. Hey, I grew up going to school there. Deer hunted it for years around in there. So anyway, I didn't ask him his address. I didn't ask him for his phone number. I just give him my card. And we was talking there, and I asked him, I said, how about let's get together and we'll do a collab on making a survival knife. And I showed him mine, and he was brutally honest with me, which is what I needed. I'm not a survivalist. I mean, if push come to shove, I believe I could survive a few days, a week, month, whatever, on my own out there with a knife or whatever. But he put out some pointers to me that I didn't even think about. That's the reason you get people that are experts in one field and try to bring them to another field when the two things actually go together. So you bring an expert from, say, the survival series, or survival, lifestyle. And so he showed me what he liked, what he didn't like about my knives. He told me what he didn't like. And he said overall they looked tough and really badass, but they just wasn't his design for a survival knife. Now, my survival knives, I drilled holes in the blades so you could lash them to a stick and make a spear. Never know, you might have to fight a grizzly bear. And so, but anyway, he said if I've got a knife, it's about that size, he said, I'll make a spear for fishing or for self-protection or whatever. So you can make one if you can get a. He liked the idea, the knives being out of high carbon steel, so that you could use them as the steel with a flint and a rock, plus the fact of having a bearing in the handle, so that you could use it for a bearing block for doing the bow drill. He liked them two ideas, and plus the Kydex sheath with the ferrocerium rod already on it and everything, and fixed to it. He seemed to like that, and I know he likes his, really does like his kukris. I've never made a kukri, and so I really don't know a whole lot about them. So I mean, they'll tell you you can hear all kinds of things about them. I just know they're a crooked knife with a swelled front end, with a big belly on it in front of the crook. And I've held a few of them. I didn't like the way they fit in my hand. I didn't like that at all, because they more or less have a round handle on them. Traditional ones have round handles and have a groove, have a raised ring in the middle of them. Now, whatever that's for, I don't know, but I don't care for it. So that's the reason I've never made one. And it's not that I couldn't make one. I just, that type of knife just does not interest me, even though I can make it. That's, all knife makers could make a kukri. Yeah. It's just that. So, but anyway, he told me that he was now he said, I was kind of on the fence about it. He said, now I'm kind of liking the Mora's style knife, the carbon steel Mora. Now, I understand about stainless steel. I know if you're going to play in salt water and everything else like it, you need a stainless steel knife, or you need a knife or way to take care of it, a good knife. So, but other than that, for me, stainless steel, they can get it hard, but it takes, you have to hold it at like 1900 degrees for X amount of time, and it's got to be in a foil that will withstand that. And then you take it out and you air quench stainless steel. It's no liquid quench, it's air quench. You quench it between two big aluminum plates and then hit it with an air gun, compressed air, to cool it. Then you kind of temper it a little bit. Now, we got that, and when you get ready to sharpen them, when they get them sharp, they grind them, they put an edge on them, they get them, they're sharp, they sharpen the right secondary bevel on them, but hey, they're good. They go for a long time. When they go for a long time and you don't sharpen one of them, it won't do nothing but gum your wet rock up. That's the experience that I've had with it. Now, if somebody else had some other experience with it, fine. But me personally, I don't care for stainless steel as a knife. And everything I've got is carbon steel. All my knives that I carry or fool with is carbon steel. I just like it. You can get it, you know, I can get it sharp just a little bit. But anyway, so he told me what he done and on these knives. So I've got an idea there on them. So I can change a little bit here and there and make a decent survival knife, I think. And so when he moved from Blairsville down toward this other little town, not too far, it's 12 miles from me, the town is. He said that he got property and he had goats, he had chickens, and he had a big bunch of blueberries planted. And he had his mushroom logs all over. What part he had of it, I don't know. He didn't tell me. Like I said, didn't tell me his address. Anything, didn't ask. I just asked him if he was still there, had sold his place or moved off or whatever, or moved to this particular area there where the flea market was. And he said, yeah, that he'd sold and moved to a different little town in closer. So anyway, out through there is a nice spot. I mean, it's nice country out there, it really is. And it's not real overly steep or anything in part of that area. Where this right here, where I'm at, some of it's pretty steep. It's up here, these places up here, a billy goat couldn't climb it, and it's nearly straight up and down like a ladder. You know, going up it's like trying to climb the side of a wall. But anyway, with that, so when I get back, I'm going to finish the folder project they've got going, and so I'm going to put this out before, I guess, all the part of the folders where I start talking about them is. But anyway, I just give you a heads up that it will be probably the next 3 or 4 videos will probably be of Blade Show and me talking with maybe Niels Vandenberg, Stuart Smith, Will Stelter, Tyrell at what's his name, at Tyrell Knife Works there, probably John at Old Hickory Forge. He was there last year selling hammers, and I think he's coming back with more hammers and everything. He made all kinds of hammers, and he had tons and tons and tons of them, and didn't sell out of them there and everything. So he had hammers left over. So I don't know how much she's going to bring or whatever like that. I don't have a table there, but see, I'd like to get one at one point. But see, James Davis, I think he said he was going to get one. Ting at County Line Forge said he was going to get a table for this year. He was highly impressed last year, first year he'd been to the Atlanta show, and me and him done some aspen burl trading around, and I paid for some of it and got what I wanted, what I agreed to and everything. And so I've got plenty of aspen burl. If they've got like the cactus juice to stabilizer. Yeah, there we go. To stabilizer, to stabilize this wood before I go to any epoxy and everything. I built some block molds right here, and I've got a jigsaw or a scroll saw, so maybe I can saw them up whatever widths I need or want. I don't have a bandsaw. I'll just try it on that. But anyway, that's what I've got with that. Maybe I can rouse that and come up with some cheap mammoth ivory. I got just a little bit last year, and for what it was cheap and everything. So with that, I'm gonna go and get back in the house and upload this right here. So till next time, remember this, Bobby Shields saying, God bless.